The current Minister of Finance, Mr. Tito Mboweni, has just presented his maiden budget speech. This is a speech that he has presented in what are very difficult times for South Africa. Difficult for a number of reasons. There are extremely high levels of unemployment. There is instances of corruption that have been publicized, as well as the significant problems we know that Eskom, our power utility, has encountered in the recent times. All of these facts have highlighted the difficult position whereby national collections are now estimated to be just over 15 billion rand down on the estimates that were made in October last year. This results in an anticipated budget deficit for the 2019 period of 243 billion rand. Now, that is quite frightening considering the estimated deficit in the 2018 budget was 215 billion, indicative of the worsening position. Linked to that, we have estimated a growth of only 0.7% in the economy. Now, that is the same rate that was estimated in the prior year. GDP growth is being estimated at only 1.5% for 2019. A topical matter that is on everyone's minds is how Eskom is going to be set right and how that is going to be financed. Mr. Mboweni has made it quite clear that national government will not be taking on Eskom's debt and that it will need to settle its own debts. However, they will support the entity financially as it goes through a reorganization process. 23 billion rand has been set aside per year to fund Eskom as it goes through the reorganization process. That does come with a condition. The condition is that a chief reorganization officer will be appointed to facilitate the restructuring process. And that appointment will need to be approved by both the Minister of Finance as well as the Minister of Public Enterprises. Another topical matter and something that is very important to our economy and the collection of revenues is what is happening within SARS. The Minister of Finance was very thankful to Judge Nugent and the findings that have come out of his commission, and there is a commitment that SARS will be fixed. Some of the recommendations that are being implemented are that in the coming weeks we will see the appointment of a new SARS commissioner. In addition, there will be an extreme clamp down on the illegal and illicit tobacco trades, an area that is losing the economy significant amounts of money. It has been identified that the large business unit has been undermined and they will undergo a total relaunch in April this year. In addition to that, there will be a strengthening of SARS's IT systems and infrastructures. When looking at the financial impacts to the public at large, the social and government grants will be only increased with nominal values. Those are the grants that work for the benefit of the elderly, the war veterans, people with disabilities. So very little relief being granted to those people who are in dire need of the funding. When we extend to the public at large, looking at the tax rates and what has changed in terms of the tax rates, there's very little to report. Where we normally see a change in the brackets, the tax brackets, where they're amended to counter for the impacts of inflation, there have been no changes. The only change as far as individuals' tax rates go are the tax rebates. So there is almost no relief being granted to individuals. When we look towards corporate entities, there's no change in the normal corporate tax rates. There's been no change in the dividends tax rates, withholdings tax rates, transfer duty rates. So that is just indicative of how little leeway Mr. Mboweni has in terms of administering this budget.